Most people I know have a thing, some sort of recurring emotional difficulty, some sort of trauma. Everyone has a thing. And I know this because I've spent 10 weeks with you guys. I know all of your things. I know all of your traumas. But the things we carry, we all know the ones. It's daddy issues, mommy issues, body image issues, relationship issues. The list goes on and on. My thing is anxiety, specifically feeling overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed a lot. I get overwhelmed by my family. I get overwhelmed by my work. I get overwhelmed by the news. I'm overwhelmed because you're all staring at me. The list of things that make me feel overwhelmed is overwhelmingly long. And for a while, this is my thing, I'm an overwhelmed person. And I've realized with talking to people and analyzing how I speak about my thing, we all have like this weird attachment to it. Like we're addicted to our thing and we wear it like a badge of honor. Hector calls it the ugly baby that we carry around. And for a long time, I've been questioning why that is, like why we carry around this thing and why we're so proud about it. It's like you ever open TikTok and you get like 5 diagnoses and it's like, oh, this is all of my things that I'm presenting. And I've been trying to figure out why this is. Our things don't feel good, they hurt, but we keep going back to our things. Regardless of how badly they hurt, we keep revisiting our thing and revisiting the feeling. And it hurts. We're all just like freaky masochists. We keep going back to the thing. And in trying to figure out why we keep doing this, I figured out, we're waiting for something external. We're waiting for an apology, we're waiting for revenge, we're waiting for pity. And all those things have negative connotations sometimes, begging for an apology, waiting for revenge, pity. But the more I think about it, because these are all things that, all these feelings is just wanting to be understood. Pity is wanting someone to be like, I understand why you have this thing. Revenge, sometimes we intertwine with justice, So, one of my other things is a lack of like a consistent routine, which made me feel overwhelmed. And I started meditation just to try and prove to myself that I can stick to a consistent routine. It was easier than the gym, I just had to sit there. And, I saw a change, like, I had heard of meditation, I knew it helps with anxiety and whatever, but I don't know if I was really expecting anything profound to come out of meditation. And the first few weeks, it was very calming. I'm like, okay, I'm not as overwhelmed. I didn't know what it was. I was just watching YouTube guided meditations. And I started to feel calm, but then more things started to happen. And they were both really beautiful and also terrifying. I started to really see my mind. I started to see reality. And some of the things I saw, I really cannot unsee. And it caused this huge perspective shift. And when we meditate sometimes to purify our thing, to get rid of the bad thing. But when I was meditating, I also saw some of my good things, which we all have. We all have the things that we like about ourselves and that we're proud of. And one of those things for me is that I've always had a very strong relationship with myself. I've always had a huge belief in myself and in my abilities. And almost to an extent where it's a bit delusional. But it's brought me to so many opportunities. This subconscious state and this default setting in my mind that's like manifestation. Before I recognized the vocabulary manifestation, I was doing it. And I did it to achieve so many things, even when I wasn't really trying. And it's things that I really shouldn't even have thought possible or shouldn't have gotten away with, but I did. And meditation helped me realize if I can make external things real just with the power of my mind, then I can make my internal things different. The state of my anxiety and my overwhelm doesn't always have to be that way. And it's through meditation I learned such great techniques for getting over my thing. And even if it's not getting over my thing, it's carrying on with my thing. Thriving despite my thing. And I've learned two really important techniques to me, which is to be a curious scientist and a loving parent to my own mind. So a scientist's job is not to judge the objects. It's just to analyze without attaching any judgment, without attaching your thing. I can watch my thoughts because now that I know it's not me, I'm not my mind, I know that I can observe it from like a third person perspective. And when I did that, I'm able to just see things plainly without attaching, oh, but my excuse for why I have these thoughts is my thing. I was able to just look at it like I could hold it in my hands. And the second technique was to be a loving parent to my own mind. When I feel overwhelmed and when I have a storm of unhelpful thoughts, I like to pretend my mind is just a kid throwing a tantrum. And, instead of aggravating the situation and feeding it more unhelpful thoughts, I just try to inquire what I need. Like, is it time? Is it space? And just investigative journalism of my own mind and calming and creating this safe space in my head where now when I feel drowned and I feel overwhelmed by all these external things, I've managed to create this safe space inside my mind where even if every external thing feels like the world is ending, I'm able to relax and take refuge in the space that I've created in my mind. And that separation of mind versus me has helped me improve my love for myself 10 times. I already thought I couldn't love myself more, which I realize is a gift. I know that's one of my strengths. But I didn't think it was possible for it to go above and beyond to the point where it overflows, and subconsciously I want to spread it around and I want to share that with other people. And this refuge that meditation has helped me create in my mind, it's not set in stone, it's easier said than done. And all of our things are real and they're valid and they're difficult. But we don't always have to function with them the way we think we do. We don't have to make it a part of our personality. It's not a part of who we are. And now, when I'm overwhelmed and the world is ending around me, I'm able to just relax in my own mind. And thank you all so much for being a part of this huge perspective shift in my life.